Jesus promised that the gates of hell would not prevail against his church. Remember, the whole conversation we've been talking about happened at a place called Caesarea Philippi. There was a temple to Caesarea Augustus, who claimed to be the son of a god. There was a shrine to a Greco-Roman god called Pan, whose worship was just grotesque and vile. There was also a cave with an underground spring. Now, that may not sound very interesting, but among ancient pagans, caves with underground springs were believed to be passages into the underworld. The gates of hell, if you will. So they were both revered and kind of feared. Here's what I find interesting. Only one story in the Gospels happens at Caesarea Philippi. This one. Caesarea Philippi is roughly 25 miles from Galilee, where Jesus and his disciples generally spent their time. But Jesus treks them up there, mind you, they're walking, to ask two questions. Who do people say that I am, and who do you say that I am? Why? Because of all of these pictures. A temple to a dead guy who claimed to be the son of a dead god. A shrine built on a slab of rock to a half-god, half-goat god. A spot believed to be an entrance into hell. Jesus was so intentional. Peter had identified Jesus as the Son of the living God. Jesus had said he built his church on this rock, possibly on Peter, possibly on Peter's declaration, but possibly on this rock at Pan's shrine, symbolically standing for all the chaos and darkness in our world. Then Jesus gets to the third picture, the gates of hell. This is more than we can unpack, but Jesus essentially says the powers of good and evil are not equal. The power of hell will not trump the power of heaven. There is a decisive victor, and it's me and my church will endure no matter what hell throws our way. That's a promise. But part of the role of the church, those of us that follow Jesus, is to push back against the power and influence of hell in our world. We're powerless without Jesus. Our enemy is stronger than us, but Jesus is stronger than our enemy. He wants to break his way into your life. I don't know how he's trying to do that, but I know that he is. The enemy wants to infiltrate your marriage, your children, your friendships. He wants to ruin you with addiction. He wants to destroy you with respectable sins like pride and gossip and anger and selfishness. The good news is that Jesus promises the gates of hell will not prevail against his collective church. That doesn't mean it won't prevail over our individual lives if we're not only confessing, but living out that Jesus is our Messiah, the only one who can save us from our chaos, the only one who can change us.